Prime Day 2022 is just weeks away and is expected to blow past 2021's record sales number of $11.2 billion. To make the most of this incredible sales opportunity in 2022, you need the right strategy and the right data to get ahead and to stay ahead. Teikametrics is hosting a multi-day virtual event walking you through everything you need to succeed in Prime Day of this year. We have 3 separate virtual events leading up to Prime Day that cover a wide range of topics to give you the upper edge in this year's Prime Day. Our first Prime Day virtual event is on May 18th and covers core topics like Prime Day trends and benchmarks, inventory optimization, and coupons, discounts, lightning deals, and much more. In this video specifically, I have a conversation with Jared about lightning deals. We cover at a high level what you can expect for lightning deals when the deadline is and how to make the most of them in coordination with your inventory optimization strategy. It's a great conversation, it's quick hitting, and there's a lot of good stuff here. So enjoy this video, get your lightning deal strategy locked down, and I'll see you on May 18th for the Countdown to Prime Day first virtual event. See you then. Jared, thank you so much for joining me today. We're talking about lightning deals, and in sticking with the theme of lightning, really the deadline, the cutoff for lightning deals is very soon after recording this video. It always is. Yeah. Before we get into the actual meat of the conversation though, introduce yourself, talk about yourself, talk about who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so my name is Jared Bucci. I started Stay Hungry Digital back in 2017. We are partners with several brands, and we help manage their brand presence on Amazon. We position ourselves as an extension of their team, and the team's small enough to be kind of involved in everyone's account, but we have the resources to be dangerous and to really focus on one brand's goals and growth on the marketplace.
Love it. So you're in the weeds, and this is really good for this topic because it requires someone that's in the weeds to talk about the strategy that can go and should go into it. So let's just paint the picture to make sure everyone listening and watching is on the same page. Describe for us a lightning deal. So what is a lightning deal? And also paint the picture of like why it's relevant to Prime Day, where people will see it on Prime Day.
Yeah, sure. So actually, when you go to Amazon.com, you're going to be able to see, sometimes they feature lightning deals right there, right on the homepage. So it's essentially a promotion that is good for 4 to 6 hours. In some cases, they extend them, but it's an opportunity for brands to get their products and their brand in front of new customers, and to promote their products, for a limited amount of time. So I've always found that lightning deals are a little bit better than, say the 7-day deals, because there's a little bit more of a sense of urgency. So the consumer says, all right, well, I only have, a limited amount of time to really, take advantage of this deal. Whereas a 7-day deal goes on for the whole week, and they can, kind of delay and dilly-dally on taking advantage of the deal. So,
And if Prime Day is like a limited time event, and within that you have a limited time deal, I would imagine that's kind of the double whammy for attention grab. Really, it comes, from what I understand, it comes down to attention. So that's what lightning deals are. You'll see them featured. Is there a lightning deal section in Prime Day? During Prime Day, when people click on the Prime Day deals, will there be a separate section for lightning deals specifically in that as well?
There has been in the past, so I would imagine that that's what'll end up happening this year as well. So lightning deals will have their own showcase as part of Amazon.com. Obviously, Prime Day is going to be, a 2-day event typically, and then there's going to be a lot of advertising and promotion for it up until that point. So I would imagine that they will have a lightning deals section on Amazon.com. I think even right now you can take a look at Amazon lightning deals that had performed last year, or that had gone on last year. So they have kind of like an area where you see, the most successful Prime Day or the most successful lightning deals for Prime Day of 2021. You can kind of see if your category is or your brand would excel in that, if you look at other examples that have done well in the past. So
nice. That's really cool. That's a good lead in to actually talking about kind of what the best strategy is. I'd imagine that's actually a pretty good way to
kickstart a strategy to see what you can expect to happen. But let's just start kind of at the top when it comes to suggestions and the best strategy that people can have for lightning deals for Prime Day. It's a very broad way to start, but what would you suggest?
So, before you were able to actually put an ASIN as to, one of your products, hey, I want this product to be eligible for lightning deals. Nowadays, Amazon is very specific as to which products they'll actually make eligible for lightning day deal or for lightning deals, specifically for Prime Day. So they give you a Prime Day window within, I guess, if you want to see if your product is even eligible to start with, you would go to the advertising section of Seller Central. You would go down to deals, and then on the top right-hand corner, there's a create a lightning deal. And at that point, Amazon will either deem your product as eligible or ineligible. Hopefully your products are up there. I always say, you would want to try to maximize your bestseller. If you want folks to come back to your brand and to discover your brand for the first time, then put your number one product out there for the world to see it, especially at that time where there's an excessive amount of traffic to Amazon.com for Prime Day. So always best to really hit them with creme de la creme, your best product out of the brand. So
are there any suggestions? So that's really interesting. I think, is that from a resource standpoint? Is it just because traffic is so insane during Prime Day that you suggest just focusing on that one bestseller, or maybe like a handful of bestsellers, right? What's the main reasoning behind that?
Yeah, I mean, they can just get kind of lost in the shuffle. And the other aspect is that there's typically a $500 deal fee that goes along with it. So unless your product is in a really fascinating category, like I see electronics doing really well over the last couple of years. If your brand is just it depends on the category, but if you're selling a couple hundred units a day, it's going to be really tough to have these expectations that you're going to be selling, twice or 3x the amount that you would typically be selling in a given day, unless you have, unless you're in a specific category like electronics, for instance. But if you're paying $500 per product per parent SKU, then you're going to want to be very strategic on the products that you're putting out for Prime Day, for a lightning deal specifically. So the other aspect is you're giving up margin. So you want to make sure that, if you're giving up margin and you're paying the lightning deal fee of $500 specifically for that Prime Day window, that you're making it worthwhile and that you're going to be able to maximize the return on that. So I would say try to start with your number one selling product. And if you have variations for that, multiple colors or different sizes, then that's all under that one fee, which is good. So it's not like you would be paying $500 per, child SKU. It's really going to be based on the parent, which is good. So
that is really good. So start with the most effective, most efficient potential and work up from there, because different people have different resources, right? I'm guessing people that have more resources would then increase that number. That suggestion would change to an increase in that.
Absolutely. If you're just trying to maximize visibility of your brand, then, I would say shoot your shot here and make sure that you're putting yourself in a great position for that. But if you're kind of working with a limited budget and you really want your flagship product to stand out, then go with the number one product. I always say, whenever I'm at a new restaurant, I say to the waiter or waitress, I say, hey, if you can tell me what the best thing on the menu is, what's going to get me to come back for a second time. That's the kind of mentality that a brand should have in Lightning Day or in lightning deals, specifically for Prime Day. There's going to be an excess amount of shoppers. There's going to be a ton of window shoppers as well. Not everyone's going to be buying. So if you have one opportunity to really get your brand in front of someone, and you want them to come back, make it your best product.
I think that mindset shift is a really good one for viewers to take with them, because I think the traditional perspective is sell as much as possible on Prime Day, which also is a good directive, I think, right? To maximize sales should be the case, but potentially the longer term vision is to maximize sales over the long term span and to leverage Prime Day and lightning deals as a way to get repeat customers in. And in that way, I think that maximum potential for lightning deals actually Well, it's a good mindset shift to have. So let's talk about this is last minute. Let's talk about it being so last minute, right?
Yeah.
Sellers don't have a ton of time left. By the time this comes out, they'll have maybe 2 days left to register for a lightning deal. So number one, when is the cutoff for lightning deals? And how can viewers maximize the time that they have left here?
Yeah. So right now, the Lightning Day deal submission is actually up on April 29th. So we only have a couple days left. And the FBA shipping deadline is for June 20th. So you gotta really keep in mind, okay, if I'm allotting 1,000 units for the Lightning Day deal, then you got to have that inventory on top of whatever your daily sales velocity is looking like for that specific time period. So they're saying that, we're looking at July. There isn't an official launch as to when it will actually be, but rumor has it it'll be July 11th and 12th. So, for FBA shipping, the deadline being June 20th, you would just want to make sure that you have enough inventory that's going to cover the deal, plus, what your daily sales velocity really looks like for that time period as well. So you'd want your inventory planned out, but definitely submit that lightning deal before the 29th.
So take the product or select few products to leverage lightning deals for. Plan your inventory accordingly with the amount that you want to have included in that lightning deal, correct?
Absolutely.
Yep. And then get that lightning deal in ASAP. I think the inventory planning is something not enough people talk about and not enough people think about when it comes to this. That is a huge factor when it comes to lightning deals.
And you want to also adjust your advertising budgets accordingly as well. Whether you're running a lightning deal or not on Prime Day, that specific week, you want to make sure that your advertising budgets are adjusted accordingly, and that your inventory, of course, being the most important thing, is prepared for. So you never want to run out of a budget. You never want to run out of inventory, especially from that Prime Day window. So
this is great. I mean, a quick hitting topic. Lightning deals, get it in before April 29th. Have your inventory planned hand in hand and your advertising planned hand in hand with that lightning deal. Last thing, Jared, I'm curious, just speculating here, what are your expectations going into this Prime Day? That's a broad thing, I know, but what do you think? What are you expecting?
Now that it's back in July, it's funny because this Prime Day was created, originally because there's this hangover in the middle of the year before Christmas, right? And COVID kind of messed things up over the last couple of years, so it wasn't necessarily in July. So it'll be interesting to see it back in July. I would say that again, if you're running deals and certain promotions on for that specific week, then you're putting yourself in the best position possible. It really depends on categories and the types of products that you have. It's interesting because Amazon will do a huge push for promoting Prime Day, probably within the next couple of weeks here to really tell consumers that Prime Day is coming. It's one of those things that I don't really know what kind of expectations to set. I think this year's a little weird because people are still having issues with supply chain. I think consumers are a little bit, more budget friendly. Gas prices are up, inflation's going up. So there's a lot of variables involved here, but I still think it's going to be another successful Prime Day for Amazon, and there's going to be a lot of people online. So again, just put your best products out there and make sure that your budgets are set accordingly, and that you're planning strategically from an inventory positioning perspective, and you should be good. You should see at least a 10% increase, hopefully, for that specific day.
Amazing. Well, Jared, thank you for providing this quick hitting list of strategy and topics for lightning deals and for Prime Day in general. Last thing, if people want to get in touch with you or follow you, where can they find you?
Yeah, so my email address is Jared, Jared, at stayhungrydigital.com. If stayhungrydigital.com is their website, feel free to get in touch. I'm on LinkedIn as well. I am down to talk shop, talk Amazon, and obviously if a partnership makes sense, then great. If not, no worries. Then, we can always be a resource for you in any capacity. So
Love it. Thank you so much, Jared, and good luck to everyone on Prime Day.
thanks.